Hello everyone, welcome to the program. This is Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I am Sean Kimaloye here in Abuja. There's a breaking news that we have been following for you since it broke from the headquarters of the People's Democratic Party after the party concluded its National Executive Council meeting here in Abuja, and the party's leaders have agreed that formally, they've zoned the presidential ticket of the party to the southern region of the country ahead of the 2027 elections. The decision reached at the party's National Executive Council meeting in Abuja today also retains the chairmanship's position for the North, with Umaru Damagum confirmed as national chairman, and the chairman, Senator Yochayo, party leader, said Damagum confirmed as the party national chairman. Damago has held the office in acting capacity since 2023 following the suspension of former chairman Senator Yocha Ayu. And party leaders say the zoning move is designed to balance regional interests as preparations for the November National Convention gather momentum. Meanwhile, the PDP's Board of Trustees and Zoning Committee have thrown their weight behind the resolutions urging members to close ranks. The committee, chaired by Bayelsa Governor Oyedele, is expected to present his zoning blueprint for ratification by NEC, which all of what we saw today. Let me allow you to see and hear what the recommendations and the agreement that was made after the party's NEC meeting. Take a listen.
NEC received, and after extensive deliberations, approved the report of the National Convention Zoning Committee, which recommended as follows. A, that all PDP national office positions currently in the northern region of the country remain in the northern region. B, that all PDP national office positions currently in the southern region of the country remain in the southern region. C, that the position of the national chairman haven't been retained in the northern region of the country. The presidential candidate of the party for the 2027 general election is hereby zoned to the southern region. Of acting national chairman, Ambassador Ilia Umar Damagu, in stabilizing the party, NEC hereby ratifies and confirms the appointment of Ambassador Ilia Umar Damagu as the substantive national chairman of the party, with effect from today, 25th August 2025, until the National Convention on the 15th and 16th of November 2025 at Ibadan, Oyo State Capital.
There is a lot of implications to what has happened today, and we'll be gathering some insight into this breaking news for you, giving you all of the perspectives that you need to know. And also, I will be going to Brazil tonight to have a check on what President Bola Tinubu is doing, some of the things that he's scheduled to achieve in Brazil. What about Japan? He had meetings in Yokohama. All of these trips that the president has been having, what are the benefits for Nigeria? Before we get into all of those conversations tonight, everyone, let's check out some of your political roundup stories.
President Bola Tinubu has asked African countries to strengthen their collaboration, invest in digital security technologies and their people to tackle the security threats on the continent. The president said this at the 2025 African Chiefs of Defense Staff Summit in Abuja, where he was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima.
It is time to forge a new doctrine of continental defense, one rooted in trust, shared intelligence, and coordinated strategy to make Africa safe.
And the governor of Ekiti State, Biodun Oyebanji, has warned leaders of the All Progressives Congress across local governments not to receive other governorship aspirants in the state. Governor Oyebanji disclosed this during an event where he was presented the governorship nomination form of the APC by the Alumni Association of Ekiti State University. The governor also vowed not to allow those who have not contributed to the growth of the party in the state to reap the benefits.
I'm still waiting patiently to see a party member
or any party chairman or local government party chairman that will open his door to these people. I'm waiting.
Meanwhile, a group loyal to one of the aspirants in the APC has warned Governor Yebanji to desist from witch-hunting party members with security operatives and allow a free and fair primary election. 3 NNPP members of the Taraba State House of Assembly have defected to the ruling People's Democratic Party. Reading their letters of defection on the floor of the State Assembly, the Speaker, Right Honorable John Kizito, says their defection follows the governor's desire to turn around the fortunes of the state after careful consideration and extensive consultation with stakeholders, political associates and constituents. And the All Progressive Congress in the Kwara local government area of Rivers State have declared that former governors Rotimi Amechi and Celestine Omeha, who are from the area, will be retired from active politics after the 2027 general elections. Members of the party made a statement during the grand finale of their campaign for the August 30 local government election. A former federal lawmaker representing Jos South and Jos East federal constituency, Mr. Dachung Bagos, has called for collaborative efforts amongst critical stakeholders to bring an end to insecurity in Plateau State. According to Mr. Bagos, Nigeria witnessed an escalation of insecurity due to poor management of the situation at the early stage.
But there is a huge process which began today by INEC, the voter registration, the physical process aspect of it is commenced nationwide, and it will go on for 1 year. So the commission says more than 1.3 million Nigerians have now pre-registered online as new voters in just 1 week. The nationwide exercise, which began on the 18th of August, recorded exactly 1.379 million registrants by Sunday, August 24. And according to INEC, young Nigerians between 18 and 34 years account for over 62% of the new entries, while women slightly outnumber men. Students make up more than a quarter of the registrants, and nearly 2% are persons living with disabilities. And from today, physical registration, according to the records by INEC, has officially commenced across INEC's 811 state and local government offices nationwide, allowing citizens to either complete their online pre-registration or register afresh in person. The Commission has reminded Nigerians that voter registration is strictly for citizens above the age of 18 and who are yet to be registered before, and warning against multiple registration, which remains a violation of the law. And I further announced that the exercise will run for a full year until the 30th of August 2026, but urged eligible voters not to wait until the deadline, when centers are typically overwhelmed with last-minute applicants. I told you earlier we'll be getting some insight from Brazil on the sideline of President Bola Tinubu's meeting with the leaders of that country. Of course, one of the president's close aide in terms of foreign affairs and protocol will be speaking with us, and you understand what the president is up and doing there. But before we get into that, let's touch on the breaking news that we have for you. And I'm being joined tonight. I've given you some soundbite, and the communique is read by the PDP National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunagba, has read. You heard him, and what the party has decided. In fact, let me allow you to listen to these dynamics. Mr. Umar Damagu has now been confirmed as substantive national chairman of the PDP, and this is how it all happened.
I, Ambassador Umar Ilia Damagum, do solemnly swear and affirm that I shall be faithful and bear true allegiance to the People's Democratic Party. I shall discharge my duties to the best of my ability, faithfully and in accordance with the Constitution of the party, and always in the interest of the integrity, solidarity, advancement, well-being, and prosperity of the party and the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I shall strive to pursue, enhance, and achieve the aims and objectives of the party as contained in its constitution and manifesto. that I shall not allow my personal interest to influence my official decisions. I shall devote myself to the service and well-being of the people of Nigeria, so help me God.
Thank you very much.
A few things have now been rested by the PDP. I don't know what reactions might be coming in the coming days as to those decisions. One, where will the PDP zone his presidential ticket to? Now it's rested. It's going to the south. The last time it was thrown open. At this time also, the how substantive can Umar Damagun be? And I imagine that it's going to be until about November. He's now the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party. He took over immediately after the former chairman got out of office, and that's Senator Yocha Ayu. But this time around, Mr. Damagun has assumed the position of the national chairman of the party. Let's get some insight into what this means. There are implications for the People's Democratic Party. They say at that meeting that they remain a major opposition force against the APC in power, and they remain focused on getting back into limelight and being joined by a former presidential candidate and a PDP chieftain, Mr. Benga Olawepo Hashim, is live for us here in our studio. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on the program.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
A lot of development, incidentally, on your appearance today. And I heard, saw on the news, which we covered also, about your interest. But that may have had a clash with what is happening today. But let me begin. The first and the major one being the zoning of the 2027 presidential ticket to the south. What does this mean for the internal party unity and the Nigeria's broader political balance?
Okay, let me first congratulate Ambassador Damagun that the party had ratified his position now as a substantive chairman. I also want to congratulate the party for pulling through as one entity. The PDP is a very democratic party. At least you see things happening. You see caucuses meeting. Some other parties don't see that. You know, but this is what the PDP has always been from when it was founded. It's a party that will always debate fiercely internally, and at the end of the day, a decision will be taken. Now, that does not mean that when decisions are taken by organs, they are decisions which cannot be faulted. What has happened today, as you said, is unprecedented. The PDP has never zoned presidency before. In 1999, President Obasanjo, who was then General Obasanjo, contested against Alhaji Rimi from northern Nigeria and some other candidates, Dr. Alex Ekweme, etc. In 2003, as a sitting president in the villa, President Obasanjo had to contest again with Chief Barnabas Gamadi from Benue, Alhaji Rimi from Kano, Dr. Ekweme again. The party never shut the door against any zone. There would always be, agitation should come from this section and others. Then the caucus leaders will use their control over the delegates to influence their preference. But the party have never done what was done today by the neck of PDP. And I say it's really unprecedented.
Unprecedented to the extent, and I'm looking at to my question as a two-weight. One on the internal workings of the party, and the other one is on the political temperature of the country. What do you think it means for those who are not members of the PDP?
Well, it means that if you are a northerner, you find another party
That's what it
vote
means.
for. That's what it means.
Someone like you.
No. It's not just about me.
Yeah, because
you know why?
I assume that
you
see, have your eyes on the
Excuse me.
Yeah.
While past leaders of the PDP, even when they preferred a certain president from a certain section of the country to emerge, they would rather use their votes at the convention to speak for them, but they will never shut the door against any region, because they know the implication of this, which means that you are going to polarize politics. You are going to pitch one region against the other. That's what it means. So they always avoided this because they knew the implication of it on the unity of the country. Okay. So I believe that NEC has made a big error. I'm not saying that they didn't do it. They did it by majority. It was quite democratic. All the organs of the party decided, but they made a big error.
Why do you think it's an error?
Yeah, because the Constitution of Nigeria does not allow you to discriminate against a party member when it comes to elective position on account of where he comes from. It's a major constitutional issue.
So does this
now, even if I'm not contesting, any party member who is interested can go to court and say, I was shut out by this zoning policy, and on account of that, the party candidate can be struck down.
But does this zoning preclude anyone from running? It might be an arrangement, but it is not cast in stone.
But when NEC, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That it's an error to have done it, and future NEC of the party are in a position to correct this error. And it's not about my interests. Let me tell you, I was in NEC before. I was the chairman of a group of 54 NEC members in 1999 as Deputy National Public Secretary of the PDP. We were elected for 2 years. And then some of our colleagues said, oh, governors go for 4 years, president go for 4 years. We should also have 4 years. And we should have automatic extension. I said, no, you can't do that. We were elected for 2 years. If you want 4 years, you have to go amend the Constitution, go for another convention to get your 4-year mandate. You cannot even amend and apply it retroactively. And they say, oh, Binga, you are still thinking like you are in the student union. Oh, you are enjoying power and you are saying you should give it up. So it's not about me. It's what I would do any day if I feel that something has been done in error. And I pointed out the error that time. And we went to the convention. We defeated those who wanted retroactive. Though it was passed at the NEC, some of us were suspended. We went to national convention and defeated them. That's the PDP tradition.
Well, and
that was cancelled.
Yeah.
So NEC can be in error. And it can be corrected
as long
later by future NEC or higher organs.
As long as an assemblage of humans, that there can be errors. So you imagine that this is an error?
I believe it's an error. But it could be corrected.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying by any means that those who took those decisions are not competent to do so. They are competent to do so. They are the elected people to be in NEC, but they made an error.
But so before they came to this decision, look at the processes. There are different caucuses that have met. The Governors Caucus, the Board of Trustees, all of them, the National Assembly. Before, in fact, there were caucus meetings.
No, I said as much
today.
as you are enumerating now.
Yeah.
I said it went through all the process.
Yeah.
I didn't say
it. So I'm imagining how they could have made this kind of error you are describing.
Well, it's possible. It's not a perfect organization. Any organization run by human beings can make error.
But could it be that the party...
That's my own
could it be that the party
perspective, and I may be wrong. That's my opinion.
Could it be that the party have learned from what happened in 2023? You remember what happened. A group of governors who call themselves the G5 came together and said the party was unfair.
Let me
said that the zoning arrangement, I mean, the party should be fair. After 8 years of Buhari, the party should consider a southern
the
candidate.
history of the PDP did not start in 2023. Okay, the first disaster was in 2014, when Jonathan said he will be the only sole candidate. Nobody should come from other zone. And then the other people from the other zone walked out of the party, and the PDP lost power, even as a citizen.
If you were in Jonathan's shoes, wouldn't you have done the same?
Before Jonathan, we had President Obasanjo, who was a sitting president, and went to the Eagle Square to contest against...
In 2023.
President Obasanjo in 2003 to contest alongside with Chief Gamade, and then contest again. You had Dr. Alex Ekweme came again. You have Alhaji Rimi again, who was there in 1999. He didn't feel, as a matter of fact, when we were going to the National Convention in 2003, it was still a rumor that Atiku was going to contest against President Obasanjo up till the morning of the convention. Some governors were supporting Atiku from all over the country.
This was the convention in Jos, isn't it?
No, this is in Abuja.
It was in Abuja, yeah, Eagle Square. You're right, very much.
It was in Abuja. This was the convention where Chief Tommy Kimi was there. Obasanjo. So you remember that.
I've been around for a while.
So you cannot start the history of the PDP on our politics from when some G5 people think they hold the haze, you know. And let me tell you, this is my own position. The zone, the presidency to the south, is a default campaign for return of President Asiwaju. Because those who are mounting this campaign of zoning to the south are the same people who are saying we are in PDP, but we will work for President Asiwaju. Look at all of them, almost all of them. The same people saying, oh, we are in PDP, but we are committed to President Asiwaju's re-election, and are saying zone. So it's a default campaign for the PDP not to have a viable candidate by those people.
So this is a subtle campaign for an easy ride of Bola Tinubu's re-election.
Absolutely.
This is what you
think?
For
those who are saying it must be automatically zoned to the south.
It's a neck that is
and who are also championing President Asiwaju's re-election are running a default campaign for his re-election.
Give me a moment. Let me go on a break. And when we come back, more on this, what this means for the People's Democratic Party. Could his event of today unite the party? And what is the future for someone like being Olawepo Hashim? Don't forget, he's from the north central region of the country.
Like you.
Yeah,
like you. So you've been shut out.
No,
you have been shut out.
I wouldn't have interest anyways. Because
yeah, but you have been shut out. You are in Nigeria. Yes. You're qualified to be president.
Yeah, but I'm
so
not.
It's not just Benga that has been.
I'm not a member of your party.
It's not just Benga that has been shut out.
the Benga of the north. So we'll be right back after this break, everyone. Join us again. Let's get back to the conversation on the internal affairs of the People's Democratic Party, especially on two major decisions the PDP has made today: the zoning of the presidential ticket and ratification to allow Mr. Damagum continue or to be affirmed as in substantive national chairman of the PDP. Mr. Benga Olawepo Hashim has been speaking with us on the program. So there's a statement from the office of the Minister of the FCT who is saying he's now justified and he's been vindicated that the party has made a huge error, which the G5 had come out to say this was wrong and the party made a mistake and the party seems to be correcting it. What do you think of Minister Wike's position on being vindicated by this?
You see, Minister Wike has made it clear to everybody that he's campaigning for President Tinubu. So, and I have told you, I mean, he didn't hide it. He said he's working for President Tinubu's re-election. He said it many times. And some of his supporters have also said the same thing, even while in PDP. And I said to you, the "you must zone to the south" campaign in PDP is a default endorsement. It's a default campaign for President Tinubu's re-election. Now, I'm not going to spend energy on Minister Wike's statement. I'll just want to look at what has happened to us in Nigeria's history. Because we have traveled this road before. This is not for the first time. Abacha created 5 parties, and all the 5 parties adopted Abacha. So, but did Abacha become president?
He died before. He died in office.
Okay. Now, but even under that circumstance, you had a patriot, Alhaji M.D. Yusuf. He was in GDM. And he said, I'm a member of GDM. I'm waiting for Abacha to come to GDM National Convention. I'm going to contest against him. And a number of times we will meet at his office in Banex Plaza. I was National Public Secretary of the National Democratic Labour Party at that time. That one who is president of Zenith Labour Party now, he was National Secretary. And we're all in this together before we merged with SPP of Alhaji Abubakar Rimi and co. So we have seen this kind of thing before. But what I thought was that we're past this kind of stage. You know, when people are not doing well in government and they are paranoid about retaining power, they don't even want any kind of election. Because they cannot even trust that they can rig it successfully. They will rather that nobody is contesting against them than the only candidate.
What are you inferring? That the decision of the PDP today is linked to the APC or to the government of today?
Well, I'm addressing your question. Your question is simply, Minister Wike says he has been vindicated. And all he's been saying is that he's going to re-elect President Tinubu, so you can connect the dots together. But I believe that the PDP internal machinery has a self-correcting mechanism. Just like Minister Wike said, he's been vindicated. Oh, this is what he wanted. Now the party has done it. Maybe tomorrow the party may not do what he wants. Okay. If you have another neck composition or another national convention and another executive comes in place. So we wait and see. We see how all this ends. 2027 is a long time in politics.
Yeah, in all of this, you don't seem to be a fan of how this government is running the affairs of this country.
How can I be?
What grounds do you have?
How can I be? We left in 2014. Nigeria's GDP was $574 billion, according to World Economic. Today, the GDP today is $259 billion US. The Great Depression in America that we all talked about of 1929 was not more than 10% contraction. When an economy contracts marginally for about 3 quarters or so in succession, you say the economy has gone into recession. When it loses 10% of its value, you say you are witnessing depression. But what do you say about this 50%? There is no precedent for this type of economic collapse that we have seen in 10 years.
But
the 10 years of APC in government has been a disaster, complete disaster. But you cannot even call it a recession. You cannot call it a depression. It's a complete disaster of monumental proportion.
But the government in
so
the last 2 years, the Tinubu government in the last 2 years said they wanted to do a major economic reforms, and those reforms will take some pains.
Any reform that you do, I'm not talking about paying on just the pocket of people alone. when you shave more than half of the economy, how long will it take you to recover that?
But it's been
even if you are growing,
been long years of these disastrous run that we have, and they say that they want to fix it.
We didn't have a disastrous run. How could you have a GDP of 574 and you were the largest economy in Africa? And that is so you,
Mr. Olawepo, we've
that
in
to
the
you,
actual sense.
me,
sorry, sir.
That to you is a disastrous run.
No,
and then when you get to 259,
yes,
then you are
the fact that we've run.
No, I don't understand
we've run
logic.
A rent economy in this country. In the reality, over the last 20 years, we've depended on a mono economic.
You are buying this propaganda.
But that is the fact.
Look, in 20.
When last did we produce anything reasonable in agriculture? No, go ahead, sir. No, go ahead, sir. No, I'm just trying to put the facts right.
I'm dealing with facts here. I gave you figures. Now, in 2014, that the economy ranked the largest in Africa, oil was not the biggest. The main telecom was already competing with oil in the size of the GDP. Go and look at the data. The economy was already being diversified. Let me tell you, you underestimate the potential of the telecom market and the telecom revolution that was accomplished in this country. Outsourcing alone in the global market, not even mainstream telecom business, just outsourcing some called termination in different countries, which you see people do in India and Brazil. You know, the size of the market is $545 billion worldwide. India and Brazil are colonizing that. If Nigeria will just take 10% of that, it's going to be bigger than everything you are getting from oil in a year. So we are already on the trajectory where we moved our telephone lines when democracy came from barely 400,000 to over 100 million. Nigeria was already becoming a huge cyber power. Now, the only thing that you needed to do now was to tweak the content creation element and participate, in the international, at least at the outsourcing level. Invest a little bit in cyber security so people can trust your destination. Just a little tweak. We have a lot of advantage. Brazil, India, they don't speak good English the way Nigerians, because we are, primarily an English-speaking country. You have some of our young kids that have never left this country. If they mimic the way Americans and all that advantage in that outsourcing market, in termination calls and all this, that could have been converted. People will sit down in their homes in Nigeria and make a lot of money. Millions of young people. And you already have all the telecom infrastructure. So we were not coming from a disastrous... You see people throw figures and lies in the air. Nigeria has always been a great country. Nigeria is not about to become great now. What you find now is disaster. All right? Between 1959, the period of limited self-government, and 1966, Nigeria's economy was bigger than the economy of Malaysia. Nigeria's GDP in 1966, by the time the military took over, was $6.3 billion. Okay? Malaysia was 3.2 billion. Indonesia was 5.8. Thailand was $5.2 billion. So we were twice the size of this economy. I went to school when Indian teachers were coming to take jobs in Nigeria. I was taught by Indian teachers in mathematics. Irish doctors were applying for job in Nibusa. All right? Nigeria was assembly steer tractor in Bauchi, Leland lorries in Ibadan. So what do you call this? Vaccines were being exported from this country to all of West Africa up till 1987. So you think this is who we are? You think this is who we are? Please.
Mr. Olawepo, thank you so much indeed. I appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you so much.
Please find some time. Let's talk more about the economy.
Thank you so much.
And the way forward. Thank you so much indeed. I appreciate it. Yeah. Mr. Olawepo is a former presidential candidate and a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party.